Hello and welcome to Easy English Daily. I'm Finn and I'm Catherine. In this program, we're talking about misspelled words. Let's start by listening to Marcus. He's talking about his last holiday. And here's a question for while you're listening. What was the weather like on Marcus's holiday? Last year, we decided to have a foreign holiday. We traveled by coach to Rome, and the scenery in northern Italy was beautiful. Our hotel accommodation was great, and we had some wonderful meals in restaurants. The weather was a bit changeable until the third day, but it didn't matter. We got to practice our Italian, and it's a lot better now. The whole thing was a great experience. We asked you, what was the weather like on Marcus's holiday? And the answer is the weather was a bit changeable. And that brings us to our first common spelling mistake. Changeable is spelt G-A-N-G-E-A-B-L-E. Yes, there are quite a lot of words with the letters G-E in them, and the E shows that the G is pronounced softly as J, changeable. Now, other examples of words with the J sound spelt G-E are manageable, management, knowledgeable, and acknowledgement, and they all have the E after the G. But what other words with tricky spellings did we hear? Have a listen. Last year, we decided to have a foreign holiday. We traveled by coach to Rome, and the scenery in northern Italy was beautiful. Our hotel accommodation was great, and we had some wonderful meals in restaurants. Now, the spelling of foreign is interesting. There's a spelling rule that says you must put I before E except after C. And that's a really good rule for lots of words. Yes, like believe spelt B-E-L-I-E-V and receive spelt R-E-C-E-I-V. Exactly. Or field spelt F-I-L-D but ceiling with a C, C-E-I-L-I-N-ing. Yes, so foreign breaks the rule, doesn't it? It's spelt F-O-R-E-I-G-N, and there's no letter C there. No, that's an exception. And there are a few others like leisure and weird. They both have E-I, but not after a C. It's really worth learning these. What other tricky spellings were there in that clip? We heard traveled. How many L's are there in traveled? There are 2. In British English, with verbs that end in a vowel before L or R, we double the final consonants when we make them into past or continuous forms. Finally, there were 3 nouns that can cause spelling problems. What were they, Catherine? They were scenery, accommodation, and restaurants. Scenery starts with a S sound, but it's spelt S-C. It's quite easy to forget the C because you don't hear it. The words science and scissors are the same. Now, accommodation has a double C and a double M, and restaurant has the letters A-U in the middle. And there's no rule for these, I'm afraid. They just have to be learned. Next clip. We got to practice our Italian, and it's a lot better now. The whole thing was a great experience. So how do you spell the verb practice? So the verb practice is P-R-A-C-T-I-S-E. It ends in S-E, not C-E. And that's a very common mistake because the noun practice is spelt with I-C-E at the end. And finally, we heard experience. Now, is that E-N-C-E or A-N-C-E at the end? Experience ends in E-N-C-E, whereas performance ends in A-N-C-E. And yet again, there's no rule for these spellings. You just have to check them and learn them. And it's quiz time. Number 1, my sister's new baby's very lovable. But how do you spell the word lovable? It's L-O-V-E-A-B-E. Not forgetting the E in the middle. You're right. Now, question 2. The word ancient, meaning very old, doesn't follow the usual rule. Now, can you spell ancient? Ancient is A-N-C-I-E-N-T. And question 3. How many L's are there in the word quarreling, which means arguing? The answer is 2 L's. Double L. That's correct. Well done. And well done if you got those right at home. And there's more about this at Easy English Daily. Join us again for more Easy English Daily. Bye. Bye.